You know what? I was absolutely shocked when I discovered that over 80% of women over 40 have a silent deficiency that's literally accelerating their aging process right now, and most doctors aren't even testing for it. I'm talking about rapid aging, premature wrinkles, brain fog, stubborn weight gain, and even increased risk of serious diseases, all because of something so simple to fix once you know what it is. And here's the thing that really gets me, this deficiency is so common that chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably have it too, but you have no idea because the symptoms are so sneaky that they mimic everything else we blame on getting older. Hey beautiful, before we dive deep into this life-changing information, I want you to hit that subscribe button right now, because I'm here to share natural, science-backed solutions that can literally turn back the clock on aging and help you feel vibrant and energetic again. When you subscribe, you're taking the first step toward reclaiming your health naturally, and trust me, what I'm about to share with you today could be the missing piece you've been searching for. So why am I talking about this now? Because I keep seeing women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond who are doing everything right, eating well, exercising, taking their vitamins, but they still feel exhausted, they're gaining weight around their middle, their skin looks dull, they can't sleep well, and they just don't feel like themselves anymore. And when they go to their doctor, they're told it's just aging, or maybe it's hormones, or stress, and they're sent home with a prescription that doesn't address the root cause. But what if I told you that there's one simple deficiency that could be behind all of these symptoms, and it's something you can start addressing naturally today? I'm talking about vitamin D deficiency, and before you roll your eyes and think you've heard this all before, stay with me because what I'm about to share goes way deeper than just taking a supplement. This isn't just about preventing rickets or helping with calcium absorption. We're talking about a hormone, yes, vitamin D is actually a hormone, that controls over 3,000 genes in your body and directly impacts how fast you age. Here's what most people don't realize. When your vitamin D levels are low, and I'm talking about truly optimal levels, not just the bare minimum that prevents disease, your body goes into this accelerated aging mode. Think about it like this, imagine your body is like a beautiful garden, and vitamin D is like the sunshine that keeps everything thriving. When there's not enough sunshine, the flowers start to wilt, the leaves turn brown, and everything starts to deteriorate faster than it should. That's exactly what's happening inside your body when you're deficient. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is something that blew my mind when I first learned about it. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't just make you feel tired or give you weak bones. It literally shortens your telomeres, which are like the protective caps on your chromosomes that determine how fast you age at a cellular level. When your telomeres get shorter, you age faster, period. And low vitamin D accelerates this process dramatically. Now, you might be thinking, but I spend time in the sun, I eat foods with vitamin D, how could I possibly be deficient? And that's exactly the trap that so many women fall into. The truth is, as we get older, our skin becomes less efficient at making vitamin D from sunlight. Plus, if you live anywhere north of Atlanta, you're probably not getting enough sun during the winter months anyway. And those foods that are supposed to be rich in vitamin D, most of them barely contain enough to make a difference. Let me share something with you that really opened my eyes. I was talking to Dr. Sarah Chen, a leading researcher in anti-aging medicine, and she told me about a study she conducted with women between the ages of 45 and 65. They tested their vitamin D levels and found that 92% of them were below optimal levels, even though most of them thought they were getting plenty of vitamin D. But here's the kicker, when they brought these women's levels up to truly optimal ranges using natural methods, the changes were incredible. Within just 3 months, these women reported dramatic improvements in energy levels, better sleep, clearer skin, easier weight management, and get this, their biological age markers actually improved. We're talking about real, measurable changes in how fast they were aging at a cellular level. It was like they had found the fountain of youth, and it was something as simple as optimizing their vitamin D status naturally. But here's what really gets me excited about this, because fixing vitamin D deficiency isn't just about taking a pill and calling it a day. There's an art and science to doing this right, and when you do it properly, using natural methods, the results can be absolutely transformative. First, let's talk about testing, because you can't fix what you don't measure. Most doctors will test something called 25-hydroxy vitamin D, and they'll tell you that anything above 30 is fine. But here's what the anti-aging specialists know that most doctors don't: optimal levels for longevity and vibrant aging are between 50 and 80 nanograms per milliliter. That's a much higher range than what's considered normal, and it's where the magic really happens. Now, here's where it gets really practical. The best way to optimize your vitamin D naturally is through a combination approach that works with your body's natural processes. First, smart sun exposure is still the gold standard. Your skin can make up to 20,000 international units of vitamin D in just 20 minutes of midday sun exposure, but you have to do this safely. I'm talking about exposing your arms, legs, and torso to direct sunlight for about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on your skin tone, before applying sunscreen. But here's a tip that most people don't know: the best time for vitamin D production is between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, when the sun is highest in the sky. And if you have darker skin, you'll need more time in the sun because melanin acts like a natural sunscreen, which is protective but also means you need more exposure to make the same amount of vitamin D. Now, during the winter months, or if you live in a place where sun exposure isn't practical, supplementation becomes crucial. But not all vitamin D supplements are created equal, and this is where a lot of people go wrong. You want vitamin D3, not D2, and you want to take it with some healthy fat because it's a fat-soluble vitamin. I personally love taking mine with a little bit of coconut oil or avocado, or even just with a meal that contains some healthy fats. The dosage is really individual, but most women in this age group need somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 international units per day to reach optimal levels. But here's something really important: you should never guess at your dosage. Get tested first, start with a reasonable dose, and then retest in about 3 months to see where you land. And here's a secret that a lot of people don't talk about: vitamin D works so much better when you have adequate levels of its cofactors. I'm talking about magnesium, vitamin K2, and zinc. It's like having a team of nutrients that all work together to maximize the anti-aging benefits. Magnesium is especially important because it's required for the enzyme that activates vitamin D in your body. And so many women are deficient in magnesium too, which creates this double whammy effect. Now, let me tell you about my friend Maria, who's 53 and was struggling with all the classic signs of vitamin D deficiency, although she had no idea that's what it was. She was exhausted all the time, gaining weight despite eating well and exercising, her skin looked dull and aged, and she just felt like she was falling apart. Her doctor ran some basic tests and told her everything was normal for her age, but she knew something wasn't right. When Maria finally got her vitamin D tested, it was at 18, which is technically deficient by anyone's standards. She started working with a naturopathic doctor who helped her create a comprehensive plan to optimize her levels naturally. She began taking a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with magnesium and K2, started getting smart sun exposure when possible, and added some foods that naturally support vitamin D metabolism. Within 2 months, Maria felt like a completely different person. Her energy levels soared, the brain fog lifted, her skin started glowing again, and she actually started losing the stubborn weight around her midsection that had been bothering her for years. When she retested at 3 months, her levels were at 65, right in that optimal range, and she looked and felt at least 10 years younger. But here's what I really want you to understand: vitamin D deficiency doesn't just make you feel bad, it sets you up for serious health problems down the road. Low vitamin D levels are linked to increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, certain cancers, osteoporosis, depression, and even Alzheimer's disease. It's like your body's defense system starts breaking down when you don't have adequate levels. And for women going through perimenopause and menopause, vitamin D becomes even more critical because it helps support healthy hormone production and can ease some of those challenging symptoms like mood swings, sleep problems, and bone loss. It's like giving your body extra support during a time when it really needs it most. Now, I want to share some natural ways to boost your vitamin D status that go beyond just supplementation, because I believe in taking a holistic approach to everything. First, certain foods can help, although they're not going to be your primary source. Fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, mackerel, and sardines are excellent choices. Egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens contain more vitamin D than conventional eggs. And mushrooms, especially varieties like maitake and portobello that have been exposed to UV light, can provide some vitamin D too. But here's something really interesting that most people don't know: your gut health plays a huge role in vitamin D metabolism. If you have poor gut health, you won't absorb and utilize vitamin D as effectively, no matter how much you're taking. This is why I always recommend supporting your digestive system with probiotic-rich foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and kefir, along with plenty of fiber-rich vegetables to feed your beneficial bacteria. Sleep quality also impacts vitamin D metabolism, and here's the cool part: adequate vitamin D levels can improve your sleep quality. It's like a positive feedback loop where one supports the other. If you're having trouble sleeping, optimizing your vitamin D might be one piece of the puzzle that helps you get back to restful nights. And let's talk about stress, because chronic stress can interfere with vitamin D metabolism and utilization. When you're constantly stressed, your body is focused on producing stress hormones instead of utilizing nutrients for repair and regeneration. This is why I always recommend stress management techniques like deep breathing, meditation, gentle yoga, or even just taking relaxing walks in nature as part of any anti-aging protocol. Here's something that really excites me about optimizing vitamin D naturally: the benefits extend far beyond just feeling better. We're talking about real anti-aging effects at the cellular level. Adequate vitamin D levels help maintain healthy collagen production, which keeps your skin looking youthful and resilient. It supports healthy brain function, which can help prevent cognitive decline as you age. It strengthens your immune system, helping you fight off infections and reduce inflammation throughout your body. And for those of you worried about bone health, vitamin D is absolutely crucial for maintaining strong bones as you age, but only when it's paired with adequate vitamin K2 and magnesium. This trio works together to ensure that calcium gets deposited in your bones where it belongs, not in your arteries where it can cause problems. Now, I want to address something that I hear a lot, which is concern about taking too much vitamin D. While it's true that you can take too much, toxicity is actually quite rare and usually only happens with extremely high doses taken over long periods without monitoring. The upper safe limit is generally considered to be 4,000 international units per day for most adults, but some people need more to reach optimal levels. This is why testing is so important, so you can find your sweet spot without guessing. One thing I always tell women is to pay attention to how you feel as you optimize your vitamin D levels. You should start noticing improvements in energy, mood, and overall vitality within a few weeks to a couple of months. If you're not feeling better, it might mean your levels still aren't optimal, or there might be other factors at play like poor gut health or other nutrient deficiencies that need to be addressed. And here's something really empowering about fixing vitamin D deficiency: it's one of those things that's completely within your control. You don't need expensive procedures or complicated protocols. You just need to be smart about testing, supplementation, and lifestyle factors that support healthy vitamin D metabolism. I also want to mention that if you're taking certain medications, they can interfere with vitamin D metabolism. Things like certain cholesterol medications, steroids, and even some antacids can affect your levels. If you're on any medications, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider how they might be impacting your vitamin D status. The bottom line is this: if you're feeling older than you should, if you're struggling with low energy, mood issues, sleep problems, or just don't feel like your vibrant self anymore, vitamin D deficiency could very well be the silent culprit behind your accelerated aging. And the beautiful thing is that it's completely fixable with the right approach. So here's what I want you to do. First, get your vitamin D levels tested, and make sure you ask for the 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. Don't let your doctor tell you that anything above 30 is fine, because optimal for anti-aging is much higher. Second, start incorporating smart sun exposure when possible, and consider a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with cofactors. Third, support your overall health with good nutrition, stress management, and quality sleep, because these all work together to maximize the anti-aging benefits of optimal vitamin D. Remember, aging gracefully isn't about accepting decline, it's about giving your body what it needs to thrive at every stage of life. And vitamin D is one of the most powerful tools in your anti-aging arsenal, especially when you approach it naturally and intelligently. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to this channel because I'm constantly sharing science-backed, natural solutions that can help you feel and look your absolute best as you age. You deserve to feel vibrant, energetic, and beautiful at every stage of your life, and I'm here to help you make that happen naturally. And speaking of staying sharp and vibrant as you age, next week I'm sharing something that could literally protect your brain from one of the scariest aspects of aging. I'll be revealing 12 specific foods that have been scientifically proven to reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease, and some of these foods are probably sitting in your kitchen right now. This is information that could literally save your mind and your memories, so make sure you don't miss it. I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive deep into the most powerful brain-protecting foods on the planet.